very much.
Let's get more on that breaking news we've been talking about this morning, that David Bowie has died aged 69. We can speak right now to Chris Charlesworth, who's an author and music journalist who was David Bowie's UK PR between 1979 and 1981, and he joins us now. Morning to you, Chris. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Just tell us a little bit about what he was like.
Well, he was the most charismatic rock star of his generation. I'm devastated to wake up to this news this morning, not least because I bought Black Star yesterday and was listening to it for most of the day. David Bowie was a polymath, of course, although he was best known for his music, for his records. Let's not forget that he was a pretty good actor as well. He was a painter. He was a mime. He was a stage actor. I was lucky enough in 1979 to go to Chicago and watch him perform as David Merrick, the Elephant Man, on stage in Chicago when I took some journalists to interview him there. He was an immensely likable man as well. If you had the good fortune to meet him, he just oozed charisma and was very friendly, and he was also very, very bright. He was. He knew an awful lot about all sorts of subjects, and he was a terrific interviewee. During the early part of the 70s, I was on the staff of Melody Maker, and that was when I first met him. And he was absolutely terrific to interview because he'd give good quotes, you know. He might not necessarily tell the truth, of course, but what does that matter if you're looking for a headline?
Oh, that's very interesting. You've been listening, as you said, to Black Star, and the lyrics are particularly poignant, given
Indeed.
now what we know.
Indeed, I was listening to it yesterday afternoon without, obviously knowing anything about his death. It seems almost like, and I don't want this to sound wrong, that this was the last great PR stunt of his life, that no one knew about this. Although in truth, people might have guessed because he was a very, very heavy smoker for most of his life. And if you recall, 3 years ago when his last album was released, the world knew nothing about it until the day it was released. And that in itself was a news story. And now his death is, it's devastated me. But again, he kept it to himself, which he was a great PR man. His first manager, Ken Pitt, during the 60s, was a PR man himself. And David learnt all about presentation and how to promote yourself as a rock musician.
OK, Chris Charlesworth, thank you for paying a tribute to David Bowie.
And that's what we're reporting on this morning, the death of David Bowie from cancer at the age of 60.